Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brian, and this is my presentation on life cycle assessment of horizontal axis wind turbine. So, firstly, a bit of background information. The world is largely dependent on fossil fuels as an energy source. In 2014, fossil fuels account for more than 80.9% of total energy consumption. This dependence on fossil fuels has a large impact on the environment. In 2014, CO2 emissions were reported to be more than 36 million kilotons, a 7.78% increase compared to 2010. This resulted in a global average temperature that was 0.4 degrees higher than the average January from 1981 to 2010. Higher global temperatures has caused an increase in sea levels. In 2018, global mean sea level was 3.2 inches above the 1993 average, the highest annual average in the satellite record. This increased level was due to a combination of meltwater from glaciers and ice sheets and thermal expansion of seawater as it warms. Because of this, coastal cities like Singapore are facing an existential threat. According to Singapore's Climate Action Plan published in 2016 by the National Climate Change Secretariat, sea levels are projected to rise between 0.25 and 0.76 meters towards the end of the century. In a 2019 speech by the Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong, it will cost Singapore $100 billion or more to protect against rising sea levels. So in order to ensure our economic integrity and survival, it is necessary for Singapore to do its part in reducing carbon emissions. According to the 2019 Singapore Energy Statistics published by the Energy Market Authority, 96.8% of electricity is generated by fossil fuels. Only 1.3% is generated by renewable energy and comes from only one source, that is solar power. Therefore, it is necessary to explore alternative sources of renewable energy. Wind energy is a possible source that is readily available given Singapore's geographical location. And also due to Singapore's scarcity of land, it might be feasible to install offshore wind turbines in the adoption of wind energy. Research has been done on the suitability and effectiveness of wind energy in Singapore. Although current research shows that wind energy is far from comparable to fossil fuels as an efficient energy source, this is largely due to the gap in technology. Advancements are necessary in wind turbine designs, battery capacity, and energy transmission systems in order to bridge the gap. With increased commitment by countries and governments to reduce dependency on fossil fuels, advancements are quickly being made in battery technology and energy transmission systems. However, there is a lack of research on impact such infrastructure and technology will have on the environment. So the objective of this research is to conduct a life cycle assessment of offshore wind turbines in Singapore. We'll be researching the amount of pollution generated from producing a wind turbine to decommissioning it. And so the scope of our research will be firstly to identify the scope of assessment. So a life cycle assessment is a cradle-to-grave study on the environmental impact of a process or product. In this case, our scope of assessment will be raw material extraction, production of wind turbine blades and motor, production of batteries for energy storage, construction of energy transmission system, and disposal of wind turbine blades. Next, we will analyze the amount of materials and energy involved in those processes, as well as the amount of energy involved in producing said materials. We will assume fossil fuels as the energy source. Following that, we'll make a quantitative assessment of environmental impact. We'll measure water conductivity and salinity to determine the type of pollutants dissolved in water. We will conduct pH testing to determine if the water is capable of supporting aquatic organisms, and we'll calculate the amount of CO2 emission from burning fossil fuels as an energy source required in the whole process. So lastly, we'll interpret the data collected by determining the data sensitivity and presenting the results. Do you have any questions? If not, here are my references at the end of the slides, and this will be the end of our presentation. Thank you for your time.